At my son's custody hearing, my wife's lawyer stood up and told the judge, "My client's husband is a violent, unstable man." Everyone turned to look at me like I was some monster. My world shattered that day, but they had no idea the truth I was holding back and how I'd make them regret every single lie. My name's Daniel. I'm 37 years old, and until a year ago, I thought I had the perfect family: a loving wife, a bright 6-year-old son, and a quiet suburban life. I worked as a software developer at a decent firm. My wife, Melissa, was a stay-at-home mom who always said she wanted to focus on family. I never questioned her because love makes you blind. But sometimes what you don't see can destroy you. It started small. Melissa became distant, cold even. The laughter was gone. Every dinner was filled with silence. Every text replied with just one word. When I tried to talk, she said, "I'm just tired, Daniel. Don't make everything about you." One night, I came home early from work and saw her on the phone, whispering. She quickly hung up when she saw me. I didn't say anything, but that silence, it screamed louder than words. 2 weeks later, I found her phone left on the counter, open to a chat with someone named Evan. And what I read made my heart stop. "Can't wait until this custody mess is over. You, me, and a new start." Custody? What custody? That night I realized Melissa was planning something far worse than cheating. She was preparing to erase me from my own son's life. A few weeks later, I got a lawyer's letter. Melissa had filed for divorce, claiming emotional abuse. I was shocked. I had never raised my voice, let alone my hand. The first hearing was a nightmare. Her lawyer painted me as an unstable man who couldn't handle pressure. Melissa sat there crying, pretending to wipe tears while glancing at the judge. Then her lawyer said something that made me freeze. "Your Honor, my client has evidence that Daniel has been using alcohol and has violent tendencies. For the safety of their son, we request full custody." Everyone stared at me like I was a criminal. My lawyer looked confused because none of it was true. But the damage was done. The judge said, "We'll review evidence and reconvene." I walked out feeling hollow, like my life was already over. I decided I wasn't going down without the truth. Over the next few weeks, I started gathering evidence: phone records, bank statements, text backups, everything. One night, I found something that changed everything. Melissa had been transferring money from our joint savings into a private account. Over $25,000 was missing. When I traced the account, it led straight to Evan, her so-called friend. Even worse, a message showed her bragging, "Once Daniel is declared unfit, I'll get the house. You'll get your share after." That was it. The pain turned into purpose. I worked quietly, meeting with my lawyer and a private investigator. We gathered screenshots, voice messages, and location data. Melissa thought she was untouchable. She thought her fake tears could win. But she forgot one thing: lies don't age well under pressure. The final hearing arrived. I walked in calm, suit ironed, heart steady. Melissa was confident. She even smirked at me as her lawyer stood up again. "Your Honor, as previously stated, Daniel is unfit. He's emotionally unstable, and my client has evidence of him drinking excessively and shouting at his son." The judge nodded, then turned to my lawyer. "Mr. Daniels, your response?" My lawyer smiled. "Yes, Your Honor, we do have a response." He handed over a flash drive. On the courtroom screen appeared Melissa's messages to Evan, the same ones where she planned to fabricate abuse, drain accounts, and sell the house. The courtroom went silent. The judge's face hardened. "Mrs. Peterson, is this your account?" Melissa's fake tears dried instantly. She stammered, That's not." But it was over. My lawyer continued,
Additionally, Your Honor, we have proof of $25,000 in marital funds transferred illegally to an external account under Mr. Evan Cole's name. The judge leaned back, disgusted. Mrs. Peterson, it appears your accusations were not only false, but malicious. This court grants full custody to Mr. Peterson. I'll never forget the look on her face. Pure shock. Melissa was fined for perjury and ordered to repay the stolen funds. Her relationship with Evan didn't last. He ghosted her once the money dried up. Meanwhile, I moved to a smaller apartment with my son. It wasn't fancy, but it was ours. Every night when he hugged me goodnight, I realized revenge wasn't about destroying her. It was about reclaiming my peace. Sometimes silence isn't weakness. It's the calm before a storm. They tried to paint me as a monster, but in the end, the truth burned brighter than their lies. And now, I finally sleep in peace, knowing that justice, no matter how long it takes, always finds its way.